The Arab Spring, Revolution or Reformation. 10 years ago, in January, a wave of mass protests started in Egypt, following on from those in Tunisia. But did these protests achieve a revolution? In short, no. The protests were the spontaneous actions of mainly young people suffering poverty and oppression under existing regimes. The protesters were initially leaderless, and the Muslim Brotherhood leadership in Egypt at first even debated whether they should take part or not. Apart from calling for the fall of the regime, the protesters lacked a clear vision of what should come next. More organised groups like the Muslim Brotherhood eventually took up leadership of the protests. They delivered elections working with the old military rulers instead of the revolution that people had been calling for. In both Tunisia and Egypt, democratic elections led to the Muslim Brotherhood parties coming to power and eventually being subverted out of power. Revolutions usually overthrow existing political orders. This only happened in Libya with the help of Western powers, but with no leadership or group able to take up power afterwards. In Yemen and Syria, the potential for revolutions looked promising, but the old political order was saved and propped up by external powers. However, in Libya, Syria and Yemen, the old system is now broken and new ones will have to eventually be created. A study of history can help us identify those factors that help create a successful revolution. We can look at the French and European revolutions in the 19th century, or the Russian and Iranian revolutions in the 20th century, or even the revolutions which led to capitalism replacing communism from the old Soviet bloc in Russia and Eastern Europe. We find they contain the following key factors. 1. A clear and opposing political vision and values to that of the existing order. 2. That vision is simply argued and conveyed to the masses of people and wins over significant parts of the middle class and elites. 3. A clear leader or leadership that represent that opposition and communicate that new vision and values to the people. 4. An organisational base or mass movement in support of the new vision and values that will protest, defend and fight for the new leadership and vision. 5. The surrender or submission of the military that protects the old order and a transfer of authority to the new leadership. 6. A group of people dedicated to defending the new guard from the inevitable counter-revolution from those that support the old regime. 7. A group of people committed to the new vision who will rule and govern in place of the old guard. 8. Elections usually come after revolutions have taken place, not before it, and are not of themselves a vision or ideology. The leaders of the Arab Spring, especially the Islamic groups, made the same miscalculations that the Algerian Islamic Salvation Front made in 1982. They mistook elections for revolution and trusted the old guard to deliver revolutionary change. They successfully delivered what they believed in, democracy and elections, only to find that Western governments were not committed to what they had been preaching to them. They treated the old regime with trust and legitimacy that could be reformed. Revolutions treat the old order as illegitimate and that must be removed. The Arab Spring protests were therefore not revolutions. They were revolutionary protests and moments which may well return because the people's lives have not improved and the demand for the fall of the regime have not been met. In politics, one should not use the word failure, but learning from history. There is much to learn from the Arab Spring.